son. Skin to skin, bones to clones. Never leave your mind.
Welcome, friends, family, and disgruntled listeners to the 7th edition of To the Maroon, a show about everything and nothing. And in today's pod, as usual, we will talk a little bit about everything from Sean's heartfelt betrayal of his former bae, Tulsi, to political backpedaling, new optical disc technology. That's right, I said disc. And a lengthy discussion of a conspiracy, a united conspiracy. And with that, let's go on a journey, my fellow Maroons. Philosopher, if you may.
100 bar, boy. Give it. West Coast back in the fold, bringing the fire like that Santa Ana window. Sooner or later, gotta acknowledge this game. OG balance with that Minecraft thing. Hood to hood connections all across the globe. Putting these vibes back where they belong. Been better since I stepped onto the scene. Kind of lyrics make your mama wanna sing. Unlock these doors, let me in. It's a philosopher with the gift of being. Musical tracks beginning to the end. California.
Yeah.
There we
So
Okay.
back in, this was 2015. As you know, I was a hardcore Bernie bro. And this is like, I was in Silicon Valley. Like I was at a low point in my life. And one of the main
One of the
characters.
Sorry. One of the many low points in your life, if I may.
Yeah, one of the many. Yeah, there's hurdles, and then there's whatever. When you're driving on the road, plenty of potholes.
Oh yeah.
So this was a big pothole, and I remember, and I'm going to use the word characters because I'm realizing that politics is about characters. And one of the characters was Tulsi Gabbard. And she was the only person in the Democratic Party who supported Bernie Sanders. So she was, this hero fighting against the machine. And eventually, she was, ran out of the party. She tried to run for in 2020, and I hopped onto that campaign as well. And that didn't come to fruition. And
you're a bit of a bandwagon guy, by the way.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, here's where I'm growing as a person on the bandwagon stuff. The new bandwagon is MAGA and Trump, and he's going to take down the deep state. Even though he didn't in 2016, he's going to do it this time. He's learned his lesson, and he's going to show them. You're going to hear this a lot. Bring back the golden age. We are about to enter a golden age because of Trump. You're going to see that phrasing a lot. Golden age. And guess who's hopping on that bandwagon? My girl, Tulsi Gabbard.
My girl.
And yeah.
I don't think we can get demonetized if no one's listening. So
yeah,
I almost sang the whole song, but I'm like, part of it's I don't know the lyrics other than my girl, my girl. So your girl.
Yeah, well,
is your girl more Hilary or Tulsi? If you had to pick.
I'm Hilary all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Can't be beat. Can't be. Yeah, and with all that adrenochrome, can't be killed either. So,
yeah,
that's why I'm on her team.
She's your first, your firstborn, your first unkillable child.
Yeah. She's she is. No, was that Nancy Pelosi? Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. Everybody says that she's a lizard person, but she's not a lizard person. She's a demon pretending to be a lizard person. And with Hilary, geez, I don't know how to describe her. It's like she's every evil thing at once.
No,
it's like she's
I thought we figured this out. Hillary's one of the Huts.
Oh yeah, she is one of the Huts. Yeah, that took a long time to figure out too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like one of the Huts, and then Bill is like that little that like talking puppet that like sits on like Jabba the Hutt's tail.
Yeah,
like fucking this shit. Yeah, that's like yeah. That's Bill Clinton, or insert another political figure that would be more funny. It's like
No. I think it's Bill Clinton. He's that little like puppet on Jabba the Hutt's tail, like sitting on Jabba the Hutt's lap. If that puppet sexually assaulted every woman within a 40-foot radius of that. There's Bill Clinton.
Yeah, way to clean.
Where's
that
the
up.
lie? Where's the lie?
Yeah. I think Hilary being one of the Hutts. The thing is, we know what she is. We know what she is, and at least like the Hutts are all about gambling, and she made some gambles. Like she married said offender. She knew who he was. She knew what kind of guy he was. She was like, I'm gonna hitch to this wagon, and it worked out. It's a good gamble.
She didn't pass the bar exam. Yeah. If she had passed the bar exam, become a successful lawyer, she would have said, "Hey, whatever, I don't need this guy." But she didn't really have many other options, so she said, "All right, I'll marry you." And Governor of Arkansas, Billy Boy Clinton, with all the cocaine running through there. Isn't it kind of interesting that Bill Clinton was the governor at the time? And everybody thought all the cocaine was coming through Miami, and you had Miami Vice with Don Johnson back in the 80s.
Look, don't connect dots. Don't connect dots, because that might make lines of cocaine. Continue.
There we go. Okay. Good save. Yeah. So let's see. So we know what Hilary is. We know she's invincible. We know she's our queen. I mistakenly went for another queen, Tulsi Gabbard, and now that queen, who is no longer a queen, she's a pawn. She's scum. And jumped on the Trump bandwagon and gets up on stage and says Trump is going to end the wars. Didn't end Afghanistan, didn't end Syria, didn't end Yemen, didn't end Venezuela. The list goes on. Yeah, ramped up in Africa. We're going to see a lot more of that, by the way, in the next 4 years. A lot of stuff in Africa. We've just heard about the Sudan. There's going to be more shit. So it's just she. I think
Sudan. Sorry, I felt like contributing, and it was late, and then my brain's like, "Don't say it," and I'm like, you know what? I'm saying it. Happy fucking New Year's to me. It's a new year.
What am I going to do? Hang up on you? Like, he interrupted me in my rant.
Yeah. Also, he added nothing. He said Sudan. He literally it's like he's like a parrot. Like you're talking to a parrot, and it's just like
Sudan. Macaroni pizza's a slam dunk, bro.
The CEO of Papa John's said the N-word.
He couldn't stop saying it. I don't know what happened to that dude, but who knows?
It's crazy how these things work out. Who knows? But anyway, sorry to interrupt your flow there. Back on
so the whole Sudan. Like the people who are all on this like MAGA shit, and it's like, look, I get it in 2016, I get it, but like it's 2024, we got to move on. I moved on from the Bernie Bros and the Tulsi Gabbard G-Wagon, if you will. I moved on.
You moved on, but you have on your back like a scarred, like it's like a tattoo, but it's a scar. Of Bernie,
like a Wolverine. Wolverine like claws.
It's just this deep scar. It says Bernie betrayed us. But but you've moved on.
Exactly. I've moved on, but have I really moved on? And I think so it's easy for me to say, hey, you got to see what's in front of you. Look at her record. Look what she did when she was, like in my clan. Now she's hopping over to your clan, and you're accepting her with open arms, and like, oh my God, how naive can you be? But I can't. I get it, because if somebody said that to me in 2017 or 2018, I wouldn't have been ready to hear that shit. So it's like you can't you can't force knowledge on people. They have to be ready to accept it. And if you tell them and they're not ready, then they're just gonna get more stubborn, and they're gonna get more, into their own hole. So what's gonna happen
That's
is in the
debating,
next, the next, I'd say probably couple years here. It's not going to be the whole 4 years, but I'd say in the next couple years, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I got tricked," and it's very easy for me to say, "Oh, well, duh, it's right in front of you, you idiot." But looking back at my how I followed politics, it's like it was right in front of me too. I followed Bernie Sanders, and his entire like goal, his entire objective is to, like, anybody who says this system is messed up, he's here to sort of like say, yeah, you're right, it is messed up, but we got to work within the system to beat the system. And yeah, I mean, it's easy to see it when you're ready to see it. But if you're in the middle of it, nobody can tell you otherwise. So yeah, it's just going to be 2 years of like, yeah, hey, you guys got duped. Sorry. Now you can, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I
Done.
mean Morpheus said it in the Matrix, right? People are so disillusioned, but they're so dependent on the Matrix. They'll fight to the death to keep it alive, even if like you're trying to tell them it's an illusion. It's like no, no,
Yeah.
no, because for a lot of people, that's honestly to like make like a everyone's two favorite fucking topics here, politics and religion, but to make a hard segue into religion, that's kind of my beef with religion, is that like you can't really debate with someone who's really really deeply religious about their beliefs, and you can't really question their beliefs because it's like their whole reality. You know what I mean? It really is their matrix. So like when you start to talk to them, and if you're trying to break it down, it's like they can't accept it. It's like you're attacking their reality. And same thing in kind of the political sphere. That's why the MAGA people are so fucking strong. But that's why I knew that the conservatives, the Republicans, were going to win this, because I mean, again, nothing rallies a base like a fucking failed assassination. And
Mhm.
just for good measure, there
Quote,
was a second.
quote unquote, by the way.
Yeah.
On
Oh,
the,
for sure. And then the with Kamala, like there's nothing about her that was like fucking you know e- exciting. There's nothing about it like you wanted to really like rally behind. I felt like, and there was a lot of fragmentation on the left, and there's even some people that are like now getting mad at Joe now for pardoning his son, and it's like, well, look, that's of course he was going to do that. Like, not surprising, but even some like Democrats now are going like, oh man, like what the hell, Joe? Like you said you weren't going to do this, and it's like, look, Trump, same thing. Like Trump's promising all these things, or yes, he did before he was going to get elected. Like he was going to do this, going to do that. Now he's already backpedaling on a few of those things. I'm trying to remember what they
yeah.
were. But it's like I think he was talking about like the deportations. How like, he's like might be a little bit more difficult to like enforce. It's like yeah,
Right.
people are saying like oh yeah, like everyone's gonna like they're gonna be like picking people up off the streets, and I was like I don't. I think it's way more difficult to do something like that than people
Yeah.
realize. I think there was a lot of fear mongering with that,
Mhm.
and obviously, again, one of those things. It's a topic that riles up his base. People love talking about that
Mhm.
shit, and then now he's
Yeah.
already backpedaling, going like, "Yeah, I don't know how much we can enforce the, like the if the DACA expires and all that stuff, we can kick people out." And it's like, yeah, like exactly, like you can't
Mhm.
just like how would that even work, and then what was another thing he's kind of backpedaling on? There was several things.
Ukraine.
You
He said, "Oh, we're going to end the war in Ukraine." Now he's saying, "Well, we're going to keep funding it, but they're going to borrow it. We're not going to give them money. They're going to have to borrow the money because Ukraine's so good at paying back its debts."
right?
Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, and that was particularly right before he was saying that even before he won. That was sort of to like placate the I don't know what we'll call it, the MIC. Yeah, to be like, well, no, 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 we're going to keep it going,
of course.
but we're not going to give them anything. They're going to borrow the
Yeah,
money and they're going to pay back every penny.
yeah, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
AKA, we'll pay for it again.
Uh,
Well, taxpayer money to build the things, and then taxpayer money to bail them out. It's just
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, and then there's something else. Yeah, it was Ukraine. It was and then it was the economy, because remember he was saying like he was going to lower the price of like milk and food and
Yeah.
everything's getting out of control, and now he's saying, well, the president doesn't really have control to do those things. And it's like, well, no shit. Yeah, it's like never like who's honestly believed that. And there are people out there that really did believe that. And it's like, dude, this is what I've been trying to tell my buddy at work. I'm like, dude, because he thinks the president is the one-stop shop. He thinks the president is the buck stops with him. And I'm like, like, are you kidding me? If you think the president, the buck stops with him, then how come Trump didn't just end the war in Ukraine, or like it was continue to say that he would? Like, there's nothing to, like why he wouldn't need to continue that stance. There's nothing like, no pressure, unless some other people that are really in charge that are funding the war came in and said, no. Like, it's nice that you got in. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We're not bailing out of this money pit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you can say, hey, we're gonna America first, and now they have to pay, but we're not. You want us to bail out? No, buddy. Sorry. So yeah, it's just like he's clearly not calling the fucking shots. Someone is, and again, like, I don't control the prices, right? Because these corporations have more fucking control and power than a position in the government now, and so, which is why like someone like Bezos can like own like the Washington Post and basically like spin media his way, like that.
Yeah.
That's power. That's almost, you could say, more power than the president is someone who's controlling the literal media. So anyway, so yeah, it's just like, the president, he said he's gonna do all these things, so now he's not gonna do it. It's like, yeah, you're the same idiots who like voted in the class president who was like, we're not gonna have school on Fridays, and then he got voted in. He's like, guys, it turns out the principal said I can't do that. It's like, yeah, you're nothing. You're a talking head. You're not. It's meaningless. There's nothing. This means nothing. You have no power. Okay, there's some power, obviously. It's not like, okay, he's calling the shots. Like, give me a fucking. That's not gonna happen.
That's why I'm frustrated. At the beginning of this, I was talking about like, who is it? Donald Trump Jr. is saying, "Oh, we're gonna have the golden age." Like, are we all this stupid that we actually think that he has any credibility? Like, we're about to be in a golden age. We just went through like the bloodiest 4 years since like World War II, and it's only going to go downhill from here. You think we're going to have a golden age? Like, get fucking lost. So I don't know how to channel that instead. I don't know how to be like, well, we gotta channel that energy into something productive, or we gotta wake people up. It's like, whatever, fuck you people. You're fucking lost. So yeah.
Tell us how you really feel. Yeah. Yeah, no, the thing about like waking people up is like you can literally tell people the truth, and he who speaks the truth is often hated, as the old adage goes.
They're not ready for that shit. They got their, like you said, their friends marathon on the new extra thick DVDs, and they got whatever Pornhub, and they got their fucking
I feel
whatever it is, Instagram Instagram Reels, and they have whatever entertainments they have, and their IRL podcasts. So yeah, it's like what you're gonna, hey, World War III is just around the corner. It's like, then A, they don't want to hear it, or B, it just gets lumped in with all like the doom scrolling stuff, or the the gloom and doom of like, oh, the dollar's going to collapse. Oh, the there's going to be massive shortages. It's like, no, either nobody wants to hear that, or there's a small section of people who do want to hear that, but they're just like, yeah, we're right. We just like to hear it. We don't want to do anything. So
yeah. Well, people like an echo chamber. People like to hear their own
Yeah.
thoughts and their own beliefs.
Especially me. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm no exception.
why do you think I talk into a cave? I'd love hearing my own voice. I'm like, yeah,
Talking to a cave.
fuck yeah, that's how I sound. I love re-recording my voicemail. Would you like to do it again? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I hate it, dude. I hate it. Oh my god, it's my biggest problem with editing these. It's like I have to listen to myself again. It's like, oh god, and then cut out what I think is not good. I'm like, so all of it that I say,
There's nothing left.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's just you setting up a joke and then me going like a crazy person for 30 minutes. Yeah. So it's tough. Yeah. Self analytical.
It's a joke that won't go a joke that can't be like monetized. It's like, I don't think we should have interracial dating. And then, and then it's us going maniacal laughing at the joke. And that's it. There's nothing else. It was like, it was a joke for 10 seconds, which is like completely off base. And then 15 minutes of maniacal laughing.
It's not even a joke. It's
not even a joke.
Here's my incredibly here's my incredibly fucking racially biased and going to anger everyone on the internet opinion that is set in 150 years ago.
Yeah. And then all right, here's your episode, you fucking you fiends.
You fiends. Anyway, moving on. And some people just they never want to look within, man. I mean, that is definitely just I don't know if it's an American problem or a human problem. I don't know if it's like, a universal problem or just a West, but there is never like, oh man, I suck. It's always like, no. It's all these factors, like goes to gaming. When you lose, it's never, oh, I lost. It's always my teammates. It's the lag. It's, oh, they cheated. It's all this fucking shit. That's what drove me to tie it back to the fantasy fucking thing. Oh, man, Ramsey's always cheating. It's like, dude, guys, he just knows what he's doing. And yes, he does something that's a little bush, but like he knows what he's doing. And it drives you guys crazy that he wins all the time. I get it. When someone wins all the time, no one liked Money Mayweather Floyd because he won all. He was undefeated, and he won. He just all defensive, and people, oh, this is bullshit. That's just human nature, dude. Like we don't like the person on top. We don't like the winner, and then we criticize, but we never want to look within. We never want to be like, oh no, my problems are my own. No, it's everyone. It's the alcohol. That's why I did. It's like, but you chose to drink. No, but the alcohol made me do it. Or, oh, my bitch ex-wife, she took all my money. Yeah, but you decided to marry her. Didn't you know who she was? Nah, she ended up being crazy. There's no signs, really? None? Yeah, and all of a sudden she took all my money and okay. Or like, oh man, I have a shitty job. Why don't you have a different job? Oh, I can't. Why not? By the way, this is me talking to myself. Oh man, you don't like my job.
This is me talking to myself.
You don't like my job. You just switch. It's like,
Oh, but then
what?
oh, but then I wouldn't. But then all the knowledge that I've learned.
What knowledge? It's useless. It's useless tribal knowledge. It's all this antiquated shit that no one cares about. Useless knowledge.
Your resolution makes more sense too. It's like you want to have knowledge about like something that I don't know that like matters. It's like
I want something I can talk about at a party. Yeah,
yeah. It's like
I can't talk about network printing at a party.
Network printing and QSS. It's like dogs. It's like everybody knows dogs. It's like then I could talk about that. I could I'll expand my mind as opposed to like all this. Yeah, like you said, all this like useless or it's useful for the paycheck, and that's literally all it's useful for.
Yeah, don't obsess about the paycheck, and yet we do. We do. We
Yeah.
obsess about oh man, how is that next bill going to come in? And then like we think that we're free, and it's like, no, you're free to pick iPhone or Android. You're free to
Yeah.
pick Comcast or AT&T. You're free to
Yeah.
pick Ford or Toyota. These are the things you're free on. Oh, you want to pick Democrat or Republican? Oh, they're both bought and sold by corporate America. They're both the same fucking coin. Like,
Mhm.
it's the same shit, you Maroons. Wake up. And either people know that and don't care, or if they don't know that, then they'll never care. And it's like, all right, then
Yeah.
I think what you were saying earlier about, oh, then what's the point? I think there's still a point to say it. I think where we have to shift is our expectations of change or any kind of reality acquiescing to what we would like. Oh, we want less corruption. Oh, we want less plastic in our food. We want the American people to wake up and not all line up to buy the next dumb thing, thus promoting the corporate model that got us in this mess to begin with. Not that, oh, well then what, so you're saying you're a socialist? No. But like clearly this
Yeah.
doesn't work either, like why can't we even talk about it? Like if we can't even talk about it and nothing's going to change, then we have to say it and make fun of them. I think we have to. I think that is our prerogative, is to make fun of it. And if no one does anything, because they won't, it's like our expectation, our shock should be minimal. Next topic. I think people are, dude. Look at the fucking. We haven't talked about it. I don't think, but look at what happened with the CEO of that healthcare.
Oh, United Healthcare. Yeah.
I mean, dude, that guy. People are saying, "Oh man, in prison, he's gonna be in trouble." Some guys like that guy's gonna be a folk hero in there.
Yeah.
Like
Probably. Yeah.
he didn't murder an elderly person. He didn't kill a kid. He didn't, right. He killed an elderly. Sorry, he killed a completely properly aged. He could have defended himself, man, who was
Yeah.
denying claims and basically killing more people than he ever did.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you could, well, and I don't know if I necessarily go that far, but hey, you could argue, yeah, he killed a terrorist. He killed
I mean,
someone
yeah,
who was killing people every day.
yeah,
And
yeah. I don't
yeah,
know if I can go that far either, but I know I
yeah,
know what you're saying. It's like this was someone that was denying people's health claims, and then them being in just not even quantifiable pain, and a lot of people
yeah,
dying on and it's like
yeah,
basically you could say, yeah, not a murderer, but like at one point are you fucking
yeah.
complicit,
I mean,
dude?
like at some point, yeah, you're an accessory to murder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, I am banking on that it's not actually him. That it's just like some guy they picked up, and like the police are coming out with like, oh, we got DNA evidence of him on the water bottle and a candy bar wrapper.
mhm,
And remember, this is the NYPD. It takes them a week to get their shit together on anything,
right,
and it's New York City, which is like filthy.
right,
It's like you somehow picked out a water bottle out of a garbage can
yeah,
that was his, tested it for his DNA, found it,
right,
and
magically
reported it.
matched.
Yeah, practically matched. And then you had some, like anonymous tip, quote unquote, that he was at a McDonald's, and then like you caught him at the McDonald's, and he had all his stuff conveniently in a bag ready for you, like it was Santa Claus. Um, so there's so much shit that's like hard to. Yeah, I mean, like it would obviously never be me on a jury, but if it was me on a jury, I'd be like, I don't believe any bullshit you guys are coming up about this guy. I
Yep.
think you just picked up some dude, and yeah, it's like, well, somebody saw him there, or I don't know. He seems like, yeah, like I'm going for the fact. theory is I don't think it was actually him. I think it was somebody else, and they picked up this guy because they used some AI to figure out, well, who can we pin this on, and then they pinned it on this guy, and yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. Long shot, but that's my shot.
Well, I whether it's him or not, have you seen the photo of him walking? I think he's like, I don't know if he just
Perp
came.
walk.
Yeah, I think he's doing the perp walk, and all the cops around him, like they said they're treating him like Bane. Like he shot one
Yeah,
guy, and they're treating him like he's fucking number one most wanted criminal in the world. My theory is that they, whether it's him or not, they had to get someone, and so this goes into your theory of, well, they're just pinning it on. They had to pin it on someone, so they're pinning it on him.
mm,
They had to make an example of someone.
yeah,
This is what they had to do. This is why they're making it a big show. This is why everyone's talking about it. This is why there's the photo with all the cops, and they caught him right away, and all this
and the mayor who's in
evidence.
that photo too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing this because I am convinced of this. The real wealthy saw that and are
yeah,
fucking terrified. They're like, wait,
yeah.
um,
This is a shot against
yeah,
the ruling class.
they could just
Fuck
pop
that.
us in the
Yeah,
street now. And it's
yeah.
like, yeah,
Oh
if
no,
you
no, no,
give
no,
them
no.
enough incentive, like someone's getting like their literal fucking health, they're like they're in pain and they're getting their health
Yeah.
claims denied. Like, yeah, that's pretty big motive. And like
Mhm.
there's already motive in general with like people getting screwed over with money and jobs and all these things, but like now you're fucking with people's health.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that you're right. It was a real shot across the bow. And I really feel like they're like, dude, whether it's this guy or not, it doesn't matter. We can't say, oh, we're still looking for him, oh, he's on the loose, so we never caught it, because then they're gonna think that like they could get away with this and they can start doing this. We
Yeah.
have to catch someone
Yeah.
and make a huge spectacle of it and be like, look, this is exactly what's going to happen to you if you. And then we have to come out, and the narrative has to be immediately, I can't believe people are happy that this guy did this, and people are championing this guy, and oh, this is disgusting, and what he did, like,
Mhm.
we got to get early on this, like, this is gross. And even though fucking people are dying every day over
Yeah.
in the Middle East and in Gaza, and we're giving them fucking missiles and bombs to bomb that, and innocent people there,
Yeah.
that, hey, is what it is. But hey, this one guy, this is disgusting, you people.
This is beyond the pale. And
Yeah,
anybody who says anything other than, sadness at this guy,
right.
passing away, this good man,
This honest
is
man.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a businessman, for God's sake. And so, yeah, they definitely. I noticed that right off the bat, and I was like, oh, this is totally intentional. They want to make a big example of this guy, and they also want to deter this so quickly. They do
Mhm.
not want this to be a thing. Now we can put a face to all these people. People can be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the bad guy. This isn't. And then if people are fucking at some point, people are gonna fucking push back. It's just at what's the level. And
Yeah.
the elite are really good at moving the line and go, okay, we're just gonna make it. No, no, no. We're gonna move the goalposts, and okay. We need to lower. We need to give them back the $5 foot long at Subway. They're about to
Yeah.
fucking revolt.
Let's
Okay,
lower gas like
yeah.
32 cents, like
Let's lower gas.
with Joey B.
32 cents. Let's make Sunday ticket. Let's make it $50. For
Yeah. Let's bring back nacho fries.
bring
Yeah.
back nacho fries and the McRib. Let's everyone's bitching about food. Let's I don't know. Let's just halt food prices for a year. Not increase it or decrease it, just halt it. And just go, okay,
Freeze them. Yeah.
we'll just freeze them. And look, guys, look, yeah, there you go. Yeah, they do all these little fucking things. Okay, guys, look here. Finally, you guys wanted it. Here you go. Top Gun 3. You go here. Like, enough about the revolution. Here we go. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, they just feel like as long as they keep doing that,
We fixed Madden. Yeah.
yeah, we fixed Madden. Here you go, you fucks. So yeah, this terrified them. I could totally tell this how their response to it and all that. And I gotta say, it's very interesting that yeah, that happened, and how, like you said, quickly they caught him. Anytime there's evidence that fast, I'm always suspect. And so just whatever the initial narrative is of something and the evidence they have for it, I'm always suspect of that shit, because it's like, yeah, that's not how the scientific process or any of that stuff works. It's not a rush. Like, yeah, oh, we got it, guys. 24 hours, we got our guy. Got all the DNA evidence. We found the water bottle, threw it away right there. We got the saliva matched. It's like, really? Like you said, these guys couldn't solve a fucking homicide if like it was on video and the
Oh
guy,
yeah,
held his driver's license up. They'd be like, oh well, it could be
and
AI
that
generated.
and that was the other part about this, because again, this is all kind of secondhand, but like the NYPD couldn't find this guy for a day, and then all of a sudden the federal, I don't know if it was the FBI or U.S. Marshals or whoever, all of a sudden the federales somehow got an anonymous tip that he's at a McDonald's. It's and this is like from releasing like a photo, like it didn't even look like it was a photo. It was almost like a generated image of this guy. Like everything about this was completely fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The amount of
I
times I've
think,
seen like those videos, like Most Wanted, like
mm,
where they show like America's Most Wanted, and they show, oh, have you seen this face? Call in, and like nothing. The guy's been on the loose for 10 years. Like, oh, here you
yeah.
go. Here's the face, of the number one most wanted guy in the world, or one of the top, 10. Fucking nothing. Nothing. They caught this guy within a week.
Yeah.
Like I said, because of one photo. Like,
Or yeah, they caught him in
wow.
like 2 days or
For two,
something like
yeah, not
that. It's
even a
like,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, it's you're right. It's very, very suspect, because
Mhm.
we've seen this system fail many times when like justice needs to actually be served. Nothing, crickets. But then, yeah, this guy, immediately hot tip. He's out of it. He just couldn't help himself. He had to flirt with the girl at the McDonald's.
Yeah, and again, I don't even think it's him. I think it was just like, let's get some guy who we tracked his social media and then saw he'd be like a prime candidate to do this.
You have a motive, yeah.
And yeah, and then we'll put this AI generated image of him in this CCTV camera that didn't come out immediately. And then when it did, it's, oh, look how we like you zoom in on the face, and then you generate an image off of that. It's like, oh, look how interestingly similar it looks now, because at first you guys didn't have that. So yeah, I think there's a lot of like, you know chain of evidence problems. There's a lot of like, you didn't have a picture of him, and now all of a sudden you have a picture of him after
Yeah.
the FBI gets involved. And yeah, it's like, who's this anonymous tip? Like, I mean, we still don't even know that he is the guy that did it. It's just we're listening to Eric Adams, mayor of New York, who's saying, oh, you're not doing terrorism in my city, as he's getting like put up on corruption charges. So I think he's in on this because he wants the corruption charges to go away. So he's saying, "Hey, ruling class, I will do your bidding." And I think if they railroad this guy, or they pin particularly terrorism charges on him, I think Eric Adams' corruption charges will go away, and he will be mayor for another whatever 10 years probably. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I. You might be right. Something tells me it is him. However, I think what's interesting is the rapidness of how they caught him.
Yeah.
That's what I think is it's fishy, but what I think it illuminates is that, which is not a surprise to us. They are tracking all of us to the point where if anyone commits a serious crime, they know exactly who you are and when you did it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, yeah,
Mhm.
Sean fucking protested on this day. He blocked traffic. You know what I mean? It's like they're not like, whoa, we have no data on this. They have all the data on everyone. They have all this shit tracked. And
Yeah.
I feel like this was a little bit of a flex of like, this is how quickly, if we care and we want to, we will find you like that. If
Yeah.
we want to. Because this guy did it. Because if he didn't do it, I remember when they caught him and he was like yelling at the media, like that first video, and he was saying like how it was an injustice and this is wrong and the American people will fight back and all that. But like that didn't sound like to me like someone who was innocent, who like didn't do it at all, and he just got picked up. To me, I'd be losing my mind if I just got picked up and I knew it. I'd be like, I'm fucking innocent. It'd be the first thing I'd be saying. Like, I had nothing to do with this. I'm innocent. This is insane.
This is bullshit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
his first thing was, I mean, he's basically saying like, this is an injustice, which, I mean, it is if you didn't do it, but like, he never said he didn't do it. He's just saying like, he's like mad that like how this all went down. It sounds like someone who's like mad at the system, and I'm like, yeah, I'd be mad too. He's literally in pain. They're saying he's gonna be like fucking disabled, basically, or he is, and like because of these medical issues, and yet like there's no justice for that. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? Get in line. And he took matters into his own hands, and he's going, this is bullshit. Like I stood up, and I was in an extreme way to do it, of course, but like this guy's literally getting like in constant pain, and here's a health insurance company who's supposed to look out for you and look out for your best interests. It's going, get fucked, get wrecked, and you're on your own, and you pay money to these jackals. And so this guy's like, he's just had enough, and he just fucking lost, and that's why he was so mad in that clip where he's going, this is an injustice. He's like, this is insane. Like, I'm the bad guy. Like this guy's the bad guy. Like what did I, like that's kind of that vibe I got from it. He was just like, this is crazy. Like, I'm going to be on trial. We all know who's the fucking villain here. Like, everyone knows it. It's kind of, whereas like, if he was just picked up and he had nothing to do with it, I'd be like stupefied. I'd be like, what is happening? I mean, as they're dragging me away, I'd be like, I don't even know what's going on right now. I was getting a fucking McDouble, and they fucking picked me up. Like, what? Like, I wouldn't even be clued into the news. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe again, you're probably right. We got to assume this guy's innocent because we have no fucking idea. But yeah, that's just the vibe I get. I feel like he did do it, but he got caught insanely quickly. It's like they can't fucking release the Epstein client list, but then this guy they caught within 2 days at a McDonald's.
Oh, exactly.
It's just funny to me. So yeah, I think that's why he's like, really, like fucking Hunter Biden's gonna get pardoned, and I'm popped within 2 days. Like, this is crazy. So yeah, he's like, this is what you put your resources towards, catching me.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
I guess that was kind of how because but it is kind of weird that he's like leaving notes. Like, what is he, the Riddler? Like, he's leaving like, oh yeah, he left like those words behind, and it's like tied into a film.
Those are. Yeah, I don't think those are his.
That's what I mean. I was like, that sounds like something like someone who's writing like a Hollywood script would do. It's like, really?
Oh yeah,
at the time.
Oh yeah, we found his manifesto, and like, oh, get out of here! You guys are so full of shit.
So that goes to your side of like, really, like he had a manifesto. How convenient. He had a manifesto. Like,
what did he have? A TikTok? He had a GoPro and a TikTok when he was doing the shooting too. Yeah, like, get out of here. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
They're even saying before he got caught, he was weighing in on the MVP debate. Like, a few hours before, he was like, "Oh man, Jokic should be the MVP." And it's like, so this goes to your camp of like, you're telling me this guy committed the most like widely recognized and known murder of the day, and he's like tweeting about the NBA MVP race in December. He's like, yeah, these are my thoughts. It's like, you don't have bigger things to worry about right now about like getting rid of your weapon and like your manifest, like all the evidence tying. No, I gotta get this tweet out. So that would lead to like him being like some guy just going to McDonald's tweeting about the NBA, and he's like, "What the fuck? How am I getting pinned to this?" So yeah, dude, the whole thing, whether you look at it either way, from my thing of how rapidly he got caught, which is just insane, and how like no one looks at this guy like he's this villain, or your thing of he just got pinned. Either way, it's so fucking fishy. It is
Mhm.
very alarming, and yeah, I think people need to wake up, wake up, wake up, because the government is not afraid of us. They
No.
should be, but they are not. And yeah, that should piss people off. Like, what? They can just abduct someone at a McDonald's tweeting about Jokic? Yeah, you
Yeah,
would.
I think they fit. The reason it works too is because it's like they usually can make, I don't know about half, but at least like 30 or 40%, a third of the country. They can get a third of the country to like agree with them. Like, oh yeah, we gotta, this guy's a menace. Um, so we got to give the government the power. So they always seem to be able to at least get a third of the people on the side of the ruling class, and I call that cuckery, um, beta cuckery.
Beta
Um,
cuckery.
yeah, like you're on the side, you're on that side,
Yeah,
you're a beta cuck,
yeah.
and there's no cure for that.
No, there's not. There is not. That's like the fucking guy waiting in line to pee on, waiting in line to get his gruel. And you're like, this is bullshit. We got double the gruel yesterday. He's like, hey man, it's nice gruel. And you're like, are you defending the gruel?
It's better than nothing.
Dude, he's in a palace. I saw this video. It was so fucking good. I wish I had the effort right now, the energy to look it up and share it with you. But basically, the gist was this lady was saying that what the elite have done, which is really brilliant, the ruling class, is they have made us sort of celebritize them, celebritize the rich, celebritize celebrities,
Yeah,
and make us like we want to be them. And so
yeah.
it's like we'll never turn on them basically, because we want that. We want that life. We want to be
Hmm.
that life. We want to be, oh, I want to be at the party. Oh, I want to be hanging out with Jennifer Garner, and then Wesley Snipes at the premiere of Deadpool. And oh man, I want to be on the podcast. I want to have the fame. I want to have the money. And people,
Hmm.
they make you want that, and so therefore you're never gonna question, you know, the bullshit that we're given. We're never gonna question the system, and we're always gonna fucking worship them, or or at least that's the idea that they want. They want us to be like, oh, we would look up to him. Oh man, I wish I was, I wish I was a queen like Beyonce. I wish I had money like Ryan Reynolds. I could own a soccer team.
Yeah, yeah. It's very clever, and it's keeps on working.
Yeah.
Got a lot of we got a lot of people going gay for Trump. A lot of the MAGA. They have all these memes of him with like ripped abs and biceps and stuff like that. And then you have now it's Elon Musk. Oh, Elon, he's so smart. Oh, he sees things nobody else can. And then of course the Beyonce's and the Kim Kardashians and all that. And now it's the streamers, the ones who are really successful at streaming. They're going to be the new celebrities, and they'll end up being in commercials and probably TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah, it's we gotta shut down the internet.
Mm.
Sh-
How do you propose that, Sean?
Phew. I'm an idea. Yeah, I can't think of everything.
Fair
I'm
enough.
proposing the idea. Others build a
Yeah.
solution around that idea.
You're crowdsourcing a plan. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I respect that. Incoming hard transition. Apparently, they are going back to, have you heard about this? Disks. Apparently, disks can store a lot of data. They found some new method where like they can like make them thicker, and apparently they can like store like terabytes of data. Like it's like way more efficient.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
so like apparently they're going back to disks. So it's like, all right, well then like let my shit work. You know what I mean? Like this is exactly what I'm talking about. When I bought Starfield and the fucking game came like this, and I was all like, oh man, I can't wait to pop in the disc, and then nothing. Nothing. It's a literal code. So I won't even, but it's a code. It's just like, screw you. What a, like, oh man, what a shady way to do that. Still annoyed. So yeah, the fact that they're going back to discs, it's like, right. No one knows the future of anything. Anyone who's like, oh man, let me tell you in 50 years they're going to be doing this. No one fucking knows. There's probably a better indicator of what the future is going to be in like sci-fi books from like the 70s. Of like, what, you know, oh yeah, in the future they're going to be able to, you know, travel anywhere instantaneously. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then, you know, like in 20 years, they're like, oh yeah, we figured out a way to like make wormholes. People are like, oh, that's crazy. I put all this money in Tesla. It's like, yeah, well, now there's wormhole technology. Who could have predicted that shit? No one. Some fucking wackadoo in the 70s. Like, oh man, this is what's gonna happen. So yeah. Anyway, going back to discs, dude. So I love it. I mean, again, because like you said, they want us to own nothing and be happy with it. And I say, fuck that. Anytime you can own it, like I easily could have just downloaded James Bond 007, the fucking 1997 version from Game Pass. It was free. And I'm like, no, I will spend the $20 to buy it, even though I already owned the game when I was a kid. Whatever. I will buy it. So now I have it. So now it's mine. So like, let's just say in the future that because they'll do this shit, it's no longer on Game Pass. You could be like, well, good thing it doesn't matter because I own it. Now, if they go, it doesn't matter, you own it. We don't even let you play it, right? If they do that game,
that version that you own, the physical version, it's not compatible. We're not going to let you use it.
If that's so, like you always joke about, like, you know, for you, what would take you to like revolt would be taking away your internet.
Yeah,
that would be the thing for me. Is like, yeah, you know how you thought you owned this game, now it's not compatible on anything. It's just like we've taken all these games you thought you've owned, and yeah, it turns out actually you don't own shit. I'd be like, so who's with me, guys? Who's with me? DRM must go. I'd be like holding signs. I'll be fucking protesting immediately, dude. Watch out. No, they actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna call they're gonna call my bluff. I'm gonna call it. Yeah, do it. All these things that I own, I could pull out all the games I won't. It's like, yeah, take that away. I dare you. People in charge. We have nothing. We have fantasy football. We have like stupid shows, and we have video games. And then they're going, what if we pick away his video games? I'm like, okay, man, now you're really asking for it now, because you just freed up a whole lot of time. Now I have a target. Yeah, so I don't think they want to do that. They know this, Sean. We've talked about this so many times. They know the bread and circus must continue.
Yeah.
The circus being obviously the copious amounts of entertainment on your subscriptions, your Netflix, your video. They can't take that away.
And it doesn't have to be good. It just has to be,
it has to be there.
Yeah, it just has to be there.
Yeah.
And as long as you have that, yeah, you're fine. You can do whatever you want. Like, people will protest. They will protest fucking, you know, the new season of Lost coming out. But, you know, heaven forbid they protest, you know, something about, oh yeah, we're pumping, like, we're feeding pigs plastic. And then you're, you know, eating pork, and guess what? Now you're, you know, your life expectancy's cut down 20 years.
Right.
That ain't going to be protested. But, with this new, you know, what is it? Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
They, you know, they just canceled Yellowstone. Oh, we're gonna riot. Yeah. Like,
If the Call of Duty Battle Pass is $25, yeah, we're gonna riot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you
fuck off, you fucking dipshits. Yeah. Christ.
Oh man.
You'll fucking take it for 40 for the
Yeah.
Battle Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As long as you get them zombies. You get them Call of Duty zombies.
That's what I'm playing right now, dude. The zombies. You get the sword. You go on Citadel, right? There's a map called Citadel, and you get the sword, and then you get the melee macchiato, and you get quick attack. Such a nerd. And I did take it for $40. And I absolutely hate the new map. What a step back. I mean, for the boss fight, you fight a Baroque mirror. That game is Baroque. Anyway, as you can see or hear, I added some clips to help separate the nonsensical transitions that occur during our madness of a conversation. My spidey sense was tingling, and I felt they were needed. So, hope it helped. And as always, thanks again for listening on our journey to the Maroon.
When we die, who's gonna cry? Does anybody say goodbye? Does anybody ride? Who's gonna funk with me down the way? 100-bar episode by your boy the Train, aka the Philosopher, building back the tracks back to back to back. Believe that. Yeah. He gave it to me, so I'ma give it back.